The dark multiverse. Hundreds of worlds where the familiar is now unrecognizable. Worlds where our greatest heroes took their darkest turns. From Todd McFarlane and the DC Multiverse line, Scorp 1701 presents a Bots and Books review of the twisted Batman of the dark multiverse from Dark Knight's Metal.
Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp 1701, and tonight we're going to continue our look at the twisted Batman from the dark multiverses. And tonight we have The Drowned, and this is the Batman, or should I say Batwoman, from Earth -11. And she is really, really cool. So, jumping right in, taking a look at the box, you can see it is in the standard DC Multiverse box. Huge open window here, and you can see her in there, and her weapon, and her stand. And you have 12 plus here at the top. You have DC Multiverse. You have Batman Earth -11. At the top of the box, you can see 22-point moving parts, Dark Knight's Metal, which is the storyline she actually came from, and McFarlane Toys. So that is pretty cool. On this side of the box, you have DC Multiverse, you have Batman Earth -11, McFarlane Toys. On this side of the box, you have Dark Knight's Metal, Batman Earth -11, Dark Knight's Metal, and McFarlane Toys. On the bottom of the box, you have some credits for the box and a barcode. And finally, coming to the back of the box, you have a nice picture of The Drowned, #1. You have Batman Earth -11, Dark Knight's Metal, McFarlane Toys, credits, and a couple of the other figures in the wave. We can zoom in and take a look and see if any of those figures are interesting. And some more credits down here for McFarlane and Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and all that other stuff. But anyway, that is the back of the box, and that is pretty much the box. And no one wants to see this gorgeous lady in the box. I know I don't. So let's get her out and see what she can do. And in the meantime, while I get her out of the box, take a look at this video and see where this Batwoman came from.
The dark multiverse is full of hundreds of stories of darkness apart from the light. One such story is that of Bryce Wayne. On Earth -11, she was the Bat. But when a group of renegade metas killed her love, Sylvester Kyle, they also killed her faith in humanity and her willingness to trust another soul. Then the Atlanteans came. They claimed their arrival was peaceful, but Bryce knew better. She waited and prepared, and when the Atlanteans attacked, she was ready. She defeated and killed the Atlantean leader, the Aqua Woman. She had hoped it would send the message to retreat or die, but it just enraged them, and they continued their attacks until they ultimately drowned the entire Gotham City. Realizing she would have to meet the Atlanteans on their own terms, Bryce made the ultimate sacrifice. She adapted her body through a surgical process to become more Atlantean than human. Using a hybrid mutated DNA, she was able to gain super healing and able to control the water itself. Still, it was not enough to beat back the Atlanteans. Bryce engineered an army of devastating sea monsters known only as Dead Waters. The sacrifice of her humanity and her army was finally enough. She beat back the Atlanteans, and at the end of the war, she lit a lamp to shine across the darkness of the deep, a light to signal hope and victory. But that is when he came. He tells her that the light mocks them all, that there is an unsullied multiverse where all is bright and ascendant. It's why they suffer. It's why nothing can ever be made right for their world, but they are the world of nightmares, and it's time to take back that bright world. Agreeing to help him, the Drowned makes her way into our world and begins her conquest and promise to destroy all that has held her back. Bryce Wayne lit her signal to show the world her intent. She is going to drown it all, the whole world, and nothing will get in her way.
And we're back, and we have the drowned out of the box. And out of the box, she stands at approximately 7 inches tall, and she comes with a few accessories. She comes with a trading card, she comes with a figure stand, and she comes with a nice golden trident weapon, which we will take a look at all those a little later. But right now, I want to concentrate and look at the drowned herself. And coming real close in on the drowned, we can see that she is very, very creepy looking. And I really love the way she came out. She looks exactly like she did in the comic book, and it's just creepy. All right, so taking a look, starting off with her head, she has a kind of a half cow, and it is a dark brown. It has some nice curved ears up here. That is pretty cool. Some nice white eye here and a little mechanical thing there, giving her some extra, abilities. You can see through. Nice nose. Got a wicked little mouth there. There is a scuff mark here. I don't know if that's supposed to be there, if it's a paint scrape, but still, it looks really nice. You can see some damage on her face right here, so that is cool. Some ears molded in there. Obviously, her skin's going to be the darker gray now that she lives underwater and not getting any sun. Her hair goes all the way from the back in nice swooshy motion. It's nice black and have a lot of green wash in there, so that's pretty neat. If you like I kind of got seaweed in your hair, I don't know, I guess she likes it that way. All right, she has this nice bat medallion around her neck, wearing a black coat right here. It's coming around, and it is movable. You can kind of lift it up and see some stuff under there. Nice green gloves, kind of remind me of the Robin gloves, but that's okay. She has a corset, nice and brown, covering her dark green undershirt, so that's cool. She has a skirt made of apparently seaweed. I don't know, but it's got a lot of detail in there, and it's really creepy and slick and slimy looking. So I don't know, that even looks like a tentacle, but I don't think it is. So coming down, she has some dark green pants, coming down to some nice molded and detailed boots. So let's get into there a little closer. Can we get in? Yeah. So those are some really nice high boots, and I like it. Got a little bit of strapping going on here, and just got a lot of details. And her shoes are high heels, so that is pretty neat. Don't know why you need high heels under the sea, but hey, gotta be fashionable wherever you're fighting. Interesting thing to note that if you do lift up these skirts, there are some pouches on the sides of the leg here. If you can see that is pretty neat. Get some focus in. So let's zoom out just a little bit. It's easier to focus that way. So that is pretty neat. Going to the back, see some butt in there. Nothing too good, and I don't think there's anything on this leg. But anyway, that is pretty much what the drowned looks like, and she is really cool. All right, moving on. And for her articulation, now her articulation will be hindered at several points because of the costume design, but I think we can still get a lot of good motion out of her. So her head will be the first starting point, and where we'll have a little bit of trouble because her hair, since it goes all the way around, it does kind of hinder her a little bit. Now you can get her head all the way around, but you have to watch the hair and get it around the collar of her jacket here. So there's really no reason you need to do that, but you can get it plenty of right and left, a little bit down, a little bit up, and that's pretty much all you need. You can get some wiggly waggly in there. Now her shoulders can come up, can come down. They can go all the way around 360 degrees. She does have a bicep swivel here. She has a nice double hinged elbow, so that is pretty good. You got a lot of articulation and movement there. She does have wrist articulation, takes it all the way around, can move up and down on a hinge, and in and out depending on how you got your hand turned. So that is pretty neat. Now, when I first started messing with her, I didn't think she actually had a waist rotation, but she does. It's right here, and you can't see it because of the skirt. But if you kind of grab her right here between this first and second strap in her corset, you can actually move her around and utilize the waist articulation. So that is pretty neat. She does go around 360 degrees, and it is there, but it is kind of tight and it's kind of hard to get to, but you can do it if you're so inclined. All right, coming down to her legs. Legs can go up, not as far as some of them, because again, the skirts will get in the way, and they can go back a little way. Again, same thing, skirt. Out to the side is pretty much where you can get a lot more motion. And as for her thigh swivel, it is there, but it's very limited, and it's kind of hard to manipulate. It could just be because it hasn't been used, but I wouldn't really mess with it that much. So coming down, she does have a double jointed knee bend, which gets her a lot of good motion heading to the back there. And you know, she can kind of quick if she wanted to knee somebody in the face while underwater, because that's a lot easier to do when you're underwater as opposed to on land. She does not have any type of boot cut to speak of, but when you come down to her foot, she does have a nice foot rotation, and it is on a ball joint, so it can go up and down, and it can rock from side to side. And you come down to the toe, and you do have a lot of good toe articulation, so it can go up really far, and that's pretty much it. So there is your articulation for the Drowned. Moving on. And for accessories, she comes with her trading card here, which is just the cover of the Drowned #1. And you have Batman Earth -11 there, Dark Knight's Metal. And on the back of the card, we will zoom in real quick so you can take a look. You have a little bit of read up there. You can pause the video to your heart's content and read it, but we must be moving on to her next accessory, which is this nice round figure stand. It is black, has a nice foot peg there, and it says DC right there. And I'm really glad they give us these. Saves me from having to buy them. Moving on, she also comes with this nice trident weapon. It's nice and gold. It's almost as tall as she is. And she can hold this really well, and yeah, it makes for a great weapon. So anyway, that is it for her accessories. Moving on. And for comparison, here she is with a few other DC characters. You have Superman, Batman, and the Flash from the Flash vs. Red Death 2-pack. Alright, moving on. And for our next comparison, here she is with the Red Death, the Murder Machine, and the Dawnbreaker, the dark, twisted Batman that we've reviewed so far. And this is turning out to be a very, very dark and sinister team. I love it. I love it a lot. They're all creepy and dark and evil. All right, moving on. And this has been the DC Multiverse Batman Earth -11, the Drowned, one of the twisted dark Batmen, or actually Batwoman, of the dark multiverse. And I really, really loved this figure. She is very, very detailed in her costume, and the colors are really, really cool. She looks like a pirate slash Renaissance chick from, you know, back in the day, but she has that neat little eyepiece, and you know, I really enjoyed taking a look at this figure. The skirt's kind of neat, and the hair flowing is really cool. It does interfere with the articulation, but other than that, I think this is a great figure. So that is the review, guys. I hope you have a great night, and until next time, keep playing.